Do you find it difficult to come up with content ideas for your podcast? Or perhaps you've gotten stuck during an interview with a guest where you just have nothing to ask anymore? Try Poddex today. Poddex is the best all-in-one podcast idea generation tool. You get everything from episode ideas to interesting conversation starters for interviews, engaging discussions for your live streams, and even social media content ideas. With this tool, you don't have to spend weeks trying to come up with content for an episode or unique questions for your guests. Just shuffle the cards and pick one at random, hit the record button, and get started. Now you can make better content, have more fun while you're at it, and get your viral moment, all with Poddex. Head over to poddex.com and use code C4C. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sisters in Service. I am your host, Kat Corchado, and today is day 8 of the Content Creators of Color. And my guest today is an amazing woman, at least in my eyes. I feel as though I can call her my friend. Everything she touches just seems to turn to gold. I'm just going to put it out there. But I'd like to welcome Caitlin Donovan. Caitlin, welcome to Sisters in Service.
Kat, thank you so much for having me. I know we've been talking about doing this for so long, and listen, you're more than a friend. You are definitely a soul sister. I could sing your praises way more than what you just said about me, which was overly generous, but I am so honored to be here. Anything to support you.
You are so sweet. Thank you so much. What you don't know about Caitlin is that she was a military spouse to a husband who's in the Navy. She is a mom of 2, and she is a serial entrepreneur. And wait till you hear what she has to say. But I wanted to talk a little bit about what it was like being married to an active duty military person. So did you have any affiliation with the military at all before you met your husband?
No, Kat. I mean, I don't know how I got through 28 years of life without knowing much about the military. It just wasn't in my orbit. I didn't know anybody in high school that went into the military. I didn't have friends whose parents were in the military. My grandfather was a World War II vet. So we did have that, but that was a different generation. That was dusted under the rug. We didn't talk much about it. So when I met Adam in 2010, and he had literally within the last month and a half, had just returned from over a year deployment in Afghanistan. And we met and, fell in love. The rest was history. But that was my first deep dive, jump right in to the military. And I joke now and say that, we could speak and have a whole conversation in acronyms, right?
Right. I saw something on the internet, and they had written in the, what do you call it, the phonic alphabet or whatever the military uses. And I could read it perfectly. And everyone was like, what is this crap? The Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, that thing. I could still repeat that. I'm so like, that's crazy.
I know. It's a gift. It's a talent.
So did he have to deploy once you guys were married, or no, he was done with deployments at that point?
So leading up to that, he was about 10 years in, and he had always been in the reserves. So right after 9/11, he went to officer training school and joined the Navy as an officer. And he had done a few shorter stint deployments. But once we met, things fortunately have been pretty calm since, at least for, the bigger all hands on deck types of deployments. And as a reservist, he didn't have to, volunteer or get recalled for anything since. But I've lived through, I think, those first year, 2 years, 3 years when you're returning from a deployment in a war zone. I feel as if I was there looking at right there with him,
right.
Looking at pictures, hearing stories, meeting all of his brothers and sisters that he was deployed with, and our friends and family for life, honestly. But takes a real toll on a relationship, and not just obviously on the service member.
Absolutely. I was going to say that, it's almost like you had two adjustments, one to the military and then one to how he was when he came back from Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And I don't know, did you notice anything different about him, or because you met him after he came back from
Yeah.
Afghanistan, were there things that he told you about Afghanistan, or did you just notice something that just didn't feel right or look right?
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, he suffered and still, although now so much better through lots of work. He had PTSD without a doubt. We moved in together really quickly. Sorry, mom. But we did. And, I remember going grocery shopping with him, and he would walk into Harris Teeter, right there in DC where we were living, and he'd look around and it was like, wow, where do I begin? Because he had lived in sort of this bubble,
Right.
being on base where your meals are provided, your laundry is handled, and you're in such a state of I don't know, it's kind
No,
of
your
like fight or
focus is the
flight.
mission. You don't
Yeah,
want them worrying about if my clothes are getting washed or what I'm going to eat
right,
and all this other stuff. So I totally get
right.
that.
Yeah.
So,
So just little things like that, Kat, but like
mhm,
basic things that we do every day was
right.
an adjustment
I
to
can see
him.
how it could be overwhelming. I really do. But I wanted to ask you, how did you guys approach the PTSD as far as treatment?
Yeah, so it took a while. He's uh, a guy. So there's obviously some sort
I'm
of
okay.
pride.
I don't need
Yeah,
anything. I'm okay.
yeah. And we were newly dating. So it wasn't like we had known each other for years. So, it took some time for him to open up to me. Um, but listen, there wasn't a night that he didn't wake up from a nightmare, or, it was so common for years to wake up and he'd have to put a towel down because he's soaked through the sheets,
Oh
but he
my
didn't want to
gosh.
disturb me.
Right.
So, we've been through it together. He's explored a bunch of different treatment options, to dealing with the stress and the anxiety and sort of the irrational fears that he felt. Um, but we went to the VA. He had a bad episode once, and I drove him to the VA, and I sat there in the waiting room, and he's tried all different kinds of things, and it takes time. I
It
think it
does.
takes surrounding yourself with great family and friends and a partner who's supportive, and staying busy. Exercise is a non-negotiable in his life, eating
Hmm.
really healthy, good habits. But it's a day at a time, and I can say now he's in an unbelievably great place.
Right. I don't think that treating PTSD is like a one and done. First of all, you have to find out what works for you, number one. But then it's not just, I'm just going to pick medication just because it's
Yeah.
easy. So you have the medication, but there's also other things, the exercise, the nutrition, having supportive friends and family. There's always these spokes going out of this circle called PTSD that help to control it.
Right.
And so I'm so glad that he was able to find something that worked for him, and that you guys are together. And if you hadn't done put your company DCG Communications, I would have never met you. Speaking of which, okay, so Caitlin is one of those people that when you walk into a room, there's this big light in the corner. And you're like, who is over there? What is that light? And it's Caitlin. She is the person that no matter how minute something was, like, I don't know, you lost your luggage, she would be on it. She'd say, I'm going to go find your luggage. I'm going to go get it for you. And she would. Anything that you're like, Caitlin, I need to, okay, gotcha. And she would get it done. Okay. We miss you to this day, Caitlin. I'm just going to come out there and say
I miss you guys. I'm always a call away. I would do anything for you guys.
So I know that because you both are mission driven, that's what led you to DCG Communications, or the company that you did together. How was that in those first few years together doing this business?
Yeah, I don't think it's for everyone. That's for sure. It's hard to be married to your boss or your colleague, and and in those first few years, that's a lot of togetherness.
Yes.
But Adam and it's taken me many years to realize this. At first, I thought we were just sort of opposites and very complementary with our work skills. He's big picture, he's strategic, he's the visionary, if you will, but I'm the person that makes it happen. So we're the yin and the yang, but I've realized now that we've been married for 10 years, how much we are opposites yet complementary in almost every facet of our life.
Yes.
I'm the girl that's like being dragged out of the restaurant, the last person there. He's early to bed, early to rise. My instinct is yes. His instinct is no.
No, yeah.
But we work. We're opposites, but we really define that opposites attract, and they work.
They work.
So
yeah, tell everybody what DCG Communications is. What do you guys do?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're basically a PR firm. We do public relations, marketing, advertising, and we both came to the realization that starting our own thing was a great next step for us. I was working for a startup government contracting firm. Adam obviously had this, big PR, public affairs background, and the military experience is second to none. And we put our heads together. We wanted to do something that, again, was more mission driven, that had a feel good, bigger purpose to it. But also could pay the bills. I mean, let's be honest, DC's not cheap. Life's not cheap. And, so we started it out, and we wanted to work on veterans issues. So things like ending homelessness, which at the time was Obama. He was our president at the time, and it was a big passion project of his to help get every homeless vet off the streets.
Yes.
Amazing work. And suicide prevention, mental health, really helping to raise awareness and reduce the stigma associated with seeking out mental health for things like PTSD and other invisible wounds of service. So we wanted something that, would give us a great quality of life, some flexibility, but also, a better purpose for working so hard.
Absolutely.
So we jumped right in, built a ton of relationships, leveraged existing relationships. And those first 3 years were so hard, Kat. I mean, I think I work hard now, but back then, I don't know that I had the tolerance for it. I built it up over the years. It was a real, it was passion and commitment that got us through those long, long nights.
Absolutely.
But it was worth it.
Absolutely.
Look at us now. It's worth it.
Well, that's where I met Caitlin. So for those of you that don't know, I am part of an organization called the Women Veterans Network, also called Woven. And that's where I got to meet Caitlin. And we just became, I don't know, we synchronized so well. We were just like, oh my God. We just became friends so quick. And she's just this amazing person. However, she's part of DCG, but tell them your new adventure, Caitlin.
Oh, the fun stuff, right? So, I needed something to complement the work that we're doing on these heavy topics, suicide, human trafficking. But I needed, I wanted to continue building businesses, working with women, And so I was aligned with Amazing Lash Studio. They are part of WellBiz Brands that own a bunch of beauty and wellness companies. It's a franchise organization. And I purchased 6 licenses to start Amazing Lash Studios. And I've opened 3 in the last 6 months in North and South Carolina. So we do lash extensions, lash lifts, we tint your lashes, we do all the brow stuff, lamination, brow tinting, waxing, we sell products. It's so much fun, Kat, and
I
you've
bet.
got to come and see me.
I want to. Where are the actual locations?
So right now, I've got one in Western North Carolina, Asheville, and then I've got 2 in Greenville, South Carolina.
Please tell me you're coming to Charlotte. Can you do one in Charlotte, please?
I'm coming to Charlotte to see you, but I've got a great, franchisee colleague who owns a bunch in the Charlotte market. So, I will come and see you, and we'll go see her, and I'll make sure she hooks you up.
I need to upgrade.
No, you are flawless. You are beyond gorgeous.
All right.
Doesn't like a sweet little lashes, right?
Exactly. All right. So we're going to flip the switch a little bit. So that was a lot about Caitlin. She's just fabulous. But now I'm going to ask you some questions. It's going to require a little bit of thought, but I think you should be okay. What does your business look like 5 years from now?
Oh my goodness. So I think with DCG, we're really going to stay focused on veterans issues and health. We've got a ton of committees, so we're working on building stronger partnerships with different charities and other organizations that we can get involved with. Very female centric, very veteran focused. That's definitely something that we're going to continue growing with. With the lashes, girl, we are just going to take the world by storm.
I know. I'm going to see you on TV. I'll be like, I know her. I need your autograph now. So we say, I have her autograph.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So tell us a secret talent you have that nobody really knows you have.
Secret talent?
Yeah, just a talent that you have that you just, that no one really knows that you have it.
Let's see. I really should have been much more prepared with something fun and creative.
Okay.
I don't think this is that much of a, maybe I think everyone knows this around me, but I am the multitasking queen. I literally can do 55 things at once. In fact, I'm probably doing 3 right now as we're talking.
Well, I know
that's my talent.
Well, just from watching you, you are a huge connector. And what I mean, not connecting people to each other, but connecting with people. You have that way of just pulling people in, and they just feel all warm and fuzzy when they talk to you, and they feel like they've been seen and heard. So I think that's your super talent. I'm just going to say.
Oh my gosh, Kat, you are so generous with these compliments.
I don't give compliments unless it's the truth. I'm just telling you the truth.
You next time I'm having a bad day for a pick me up.
All right. So if you could pick anyone to play you in the biography of your life and they can't say no, who would it be?
Okay. So this is my doppelganger for sure, but you know this. Cameron Diaz.
Girl, right?
Do we not?
Yes. That would be huge. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's right. You guys are like, have you been mistaken for her?
Down. No, so I think we resemble each other in looks, but I've always sort of I've been drawn to her. You remember that Something About Mary? She always does these cute. She plays these cute.
She's like goofy, but she's so loving. She's loving. She's just that person where you just kind of go, I just really like her.
Aren't you like totally? She's your wing woman. She's the one who's pulling you up to dance on the bar, right?
Right.
So I think maybe in my younger days I was a little bit like that, but I'm gonna go with her. She's pretty cool.
Okay. What superhero or heroine best personifies your personality?
Oh Lord, these questions. Kat, a
On the
superhero.
fly, Caitlin, on the
Can
fly.
I
Come on.
steal Tracy's Wonder Woman? Can I steal hers?
Sure. I always tell people I'm Storm.
Okay,
Because
you
Storm
are.
is very calm until you make her mad, and then all hell breaks loose. That's
Oh
me.
boy.
That's me.
Oh boy. Well, see, I'm not ever getting on your bad side.
All right. What are the top two things on your bucket list?
Okay, I just hit 40, Kat, and my new mantra, I really feel it in my soul. This is not a New Year's resolution, but bucket list. I am kicking off this new year really delegating and tapping into all of the unbelievably helpful, supportive, talented people all around me and, letting them help me, help them, empower them. That is my new goal. That's my bucket list this year is just get out of the weeds, be on top of my work and life, but not in it.
Exactly.
And to travel. Come on.
Yes.
Travel. You got to get out.
Got to get out, especially this year. I'm going somewhere. I don't know.
Yes, you are.
So
We're going
I might call
Kat.
you and be like, hey, I'm at your front door.
Oh my gosh, you're supposed to come to Asheville. Remember our girls?
I know,
weekend?
we're supposed to.
Yeah, we're making that happen. That's our 2022 bucket list. Number one right there.
Absolutely. All right,
Love
last
it.
question in this round. You're stranded on an island. You can take anyone with you except your kids and your husband. Who would you take?
Oh my goodness. Can I take you, Kat? I feel like we would have the time of our lives, but we would be so resourceful, right? We would
Yes.
out,
Yeah.
we'd
Yeah.
figure out how to build ourselves a nice little house.
I know. Two big brains, right?
A cabana boy.
All right. So that puts us into our next round called This or That. You have to pick one. Okay. Hot flashes or night sweats?
Oh God, they're both bad. Hot flashes. I need a cold room when I sleep.
Okay. A store where every item is free or a restaurant where every dish is calorie free?
Oh my, come on. A restaurant with calorie-free
Right?
food.
I know. I would just eat dessert. I'm
All
just
day.
saying. All right. Bad haircut or bad dye job?
Bad haircut.
I know. I've been asking this. They keep saying bad haircut. And I believe that too, because you can hide a bad haircut. You can't hide a bad hair job. I mean dye job. You just can't.
No, you can't.
All right. Would you rather be rich and famous or rich and unknown?
Rich and unknown all day long.
So would you rather be the smartest person in the world or the richest in the world?
Smartest.
All right. Here's one. Bad breath or body odor?
Oh, wait, for myself?
Yeah, if you had to pick one, which would you rather?
I'd rather have body odor. I can I can keep that under wraps, I hope. But I'm so loud. I'm always talking. I can't mask my breath.
All right, we have two more. Would you rather be Instagram famous or infomercial famous?
Instagram famous.
Of course. Oh, hello.
So much fun.
And last but not least, would you rather be embarrassed or be afraid?
Embarrassed.
Yeah, you can get over that. In this day and age, people forget about it. They're like,
No, you got to be fearless in life. You get one chance at life. Do not be afraid. Go for it.
So before we leave, Caitlin, do you have any words of advice for any other military spouses out there who might be thinking they want to start a business, but they're just not sure? What would you say to them?
To what I just said, you have one chance at life. And there are so many resources out there for veteran women, men, but since we're talking about wives here, whether it's the SBA and you can tap into some funding there, or something like Amazing Lash Studio. Do you know they gave us such generous discounts for being veteran-owned businesses? There are so many resources out there in your local communities, statewide, federally with SBA and other types of agencies that will give you funding and resources and support, legal, otherwise. But go for it. You have nothing to lose. Everyone's got talents. You know?
You just have to know what they are. Do it afraid. Do it scared. Just do it.
You don't have to have the whole business plan mapped out. You don't have to worry about if this, then what. Just try it. Go for it.
So, Caitlin, where can people find you if they want to reach out for either DCG or your lash business?
The best place is Instagram. I'm at Caitlin D_Clampett. I'm always, accessible there. I do love connecting people, Kat, whether it's connecting with them and making new friends, or, helping people start businesses or come up with ideas or meet somebody. So yeah, come see me at Amazing Lash. Come check out our job openings at DCG Communications, or if you're just looking for, fun pictures of my kids and dog. Or travel, or to hold you and I accountable for our girls' trip.
Right?
Check me out on Instagram. Send me a message. I love connecting with people.
Well, Caitlin, thank you so much for being a part of this. It's been so much fun, which I knew it would be. I think we could just, get a bottle of wine and just chat for like forever. And then get another bottle and chat some more. I'm just saying.
On the island, right?
On the island.
Stranded on the deserted island. Me and you, girl.
So for everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in and listening. And you know what I'm going to say is stay safe, take care of each other. And until next time, my name's Kat Corchado, and I am a content creator of color.